Hi there, Kirk McDowell with Contribution Selling here. I have a question that I've come across, and I want to answer it for you. And the question is, what is sales training and development? So a number of you have asked that question. So here it is: sales training and development. So sales training and development is training and development to have you be effective at sales. Don't worry, I'm going to dig in a little more, but just let's start at the beginning, right? So sales training and development is training and development to help you be proficient, competent, even expert or masterful in selling. Great. So let's pause there for a second. So what does all that mean? So let's talk about what selling is for example. I'm going to give you two different answers. I'm going to give you like a traditional answer, and I'm going to give you my answer, right? And I hope, anyway, we'll just start there. So, traditional answer, what is selling? Selling is a process or an event where one human being interacts with another human being and a commercial sort of transaction takes place, right? A product or service is offered and delivered, and then some remuneration, usually money, is then um, uh, reciprocated, right? So there's a service or product over here. There's you over there with a need or a problem. We switch. I give you the product or service to resolve your problem, and what you give me in return is some reward, money, usually some kind of remuneration. So that's selling. That's the traditional answer. That's the traditional answer. The answer I like to use, however, I'm a professional sales trainer. I have some free sales training available for you at contributionselling.com. That URL will be in the description. But what I think selling is something a little bit different. What I think selling is communicating who you are and why you're here, right? Like who you are. I am a trainer. I've declared who I am as contribution in the world. That's sort of a slightly different matter. But who I am as a trainer, a coach, a public speaker, someone who has many years of experience in most aspects of selling, prospecting, closing, presenting, commodity sales, educational sales, high ticket sales, low ticket sales, personal sales, business sales, sales management of most of those, consulting sales, transformational program sales, which I guess loosely is the arena I'm in now. And so I'm someone with a high degree of experience. In addition to that, I'm someone with successful experience, right? In all of those endeavors. Some took a little longer than others. Copier sales was quite a beast, but some took longer than others. But in every one of those endeavors, I did sort of rise to the top and be a world-class performer. World-class, in my view, is like top 10%. So at one point, I was like top 10% in my closing ratio and sales volume and copiers and medical sales and consulting sales and so forth and so on. That's kind of how I measure it, right? But selling is the communication of who you are and what you're up to and what you have to offer the world, like your value, right? In such a way that people hear it and they hear the value of it. Like, oh my gosh, I'm an entrepreneur trying to get into sales, or I'm a business consultant and I'm not happy with my sales results, or I'm not happy with my experience of myself selling. Like I don't like it, I don't enjoy it, or something like that, right? And so I help people have a breakthrough in communicating who they are and what their value is in such a way that people hear it and they hear the value in it and they want some, or they want their version of that, or they want they hear something that they want to become, or they want to have, or a facility or a skill that they'd like to have. They think will make a real difference for them in their lives and what they're committed to. Usually, making a difference in the area of selling is sort of in the area of income or self dignity, or how you experience yourself, or performance on a team, or reputation, or something like that, right? Sales performance tends to bring those things. Independence. If you're a highly effective salesperson, you generally get more independence in the environment that you're working in. Respect, love, a little more leeway to be creative and kind of up your game, if you will. But so selling for me is the communication of the real dealness that you are. So I'm introducing a new term, real deal. And again, for me, real deal kind of means like world class. Like if I'm the real deal as a sales trainer, I'm someone who can show up and reliably offer something or take something away. That's sort of a different, might be like a mindset, like a blockage, right? But I can show up and reliably engage with another human being, get the lay of the land, if you will, like understand what the challenges are and what the objectives are and what you've tried and haven't tried and kind of who you're being and the how you're being, what your mindset is, what your state is in the process. So I can observe all that, and reliably I can come up with a conscious response. What does that mean? A response that will assist you in going where you would like to go, right? Being more effective, being more graceful, having yourself and others enjoy the sales process, something like that, right? So sales training and development, make sure I got the question right. Sales training and development is a process or a paradigm or a system that you would put yourself in to become masterful at being effective in selling, right? So so I'll just give you a freebie here. This is actually part of my course, Contribution Selling, and let's see, what do I want to give you? I'll give you the being part. So if you'll notice, you have been in sales situations, right? You've bought houses or cars or toothpaste or, retail sales isn't quite what I'm talking about, but it could be. It could be like a higher end retail. You go to an expensive clothes store and you have an interaction. Anyway, you've been in selling situations. You've bought stuff before, right? And on some occasions, that experience was transcendent. It was wonderful for you, right? Like you enjoyed it. You got what you wanted. You felt great about your investment. You felt great about what you got in return for your investment. You feel great about the whole process, how you were treated. You are happy with the product or the service. You're proud to talk about it, like whatever, right? It was like just a really great experience. So there were at least a couple of those, I promise. Just keep looking, right? And then conversely, there were experiences, probably a greater number of experiences that were not awesome for you, that were not conscious and transcendent. The person was impatient or cranky or disrespectful or incompetent or anything like that, right? Now here's the really interesting, here's the magic, all right? So if you've been sort of loosely paying attention, here's the moment to dial me in, right? What there is for you to do is to discover for yourself how to be, right? Here we are, how to be the person that others want to do business with. So the trick, if you will, it's actually not a trick, but is figure out how to be the person that people want to do business with. Now, if you're coming from the old paradigm, I've been in lots of sales training over many years, and mostly my experience is that sales training is ever more subtle forms of manipulation to get the person in front of you to do something you would like them to do, whether or not it's in their best interest or they really want to. So most sales training, in my experience, and I've been to the show, right? If you really keep digging and really look and open-minded and really kind of inquire into the methodology and the process and how it's really going to play out in the real world, what you'll notice is, what I noticed is really every sales training I've encountered has been some form of manipulation. And then as it gets more sophisticated and more scientific or more this, that, and the other, it's just more subtle forms of manipulation, okay? So I'm proposing something completely different. Oh, by the way, the last iteration I've seen recently is people being authentic to get a result. So you're pretending to be the real deal, being transparent and being authentic, because authenticity sells. So that's like the worst evil of all, in my opinion, right? Because I value authenticity. I value being the real deal. I value being transparent, right? And so that's like the greatest evil of all, like faking authenticity, I would say, right? But that's just the natural evolution of sales training becoming more sophisticated and more subtle forms of manipulation. I have another whole other paradigm for you, right? Check this out. Be the person people want to do business with. Don't fake being the person. Be the person. You'll notice it's like being attentive, being respectful, being competent at what you're offering, listening, like caring, right? It's dirt simple, right? If you just look for yourself, right? So start to onboard those characteristics for real, right? Which probably means in every aspect of your life, being caring, respectful, be the real deal. It's perfect. It's fine, right? It's going to be good for you and everyone else in your life, and then that makes a world of difference. Oh my gosh! So we're getting close to the end of our time here. I want to keep these short. So sales training and development is a process or system or a paradigm you put yourself in to become competent or masterful at selling. But I think selling could be much bigger than how it's commonly held. It could be a form of communication. It could be a form of contribution. It could be you being the real deal, working on your craft of being the real deal at whatever you offer and forgetting about being a better salesperson, right? Just be really good at what you do and learn how to articulate who you are and the value that you have in a way that people would like to have more of it, okay? So I'd love to talk with you if you have questions about this. You can go to contributionselling.com, and I've got some free training for you. So listen, hey, thanks a lot. I hope this was valuable for you, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.